Hello Permies, this is Chris here, doing a little demo of carburetor clean. I was asked to do last year, and I'm finally getting around to it, and I finally got some things figured out, so we are videoing now. Some of the issues with these carburetors, this one's in really good shape, but this one's a Briggs, and you can see there's just three different types of metals. So you have a steel bowl, you have an aluminum housing, and you have a brass jet inside of there. And then you have a brass jet that screws into the bottom. Now, most of the time, this little tiny hole inside of here, which I don't know if you can see that, but there's a wee little hole down in there. Anyhow, that is plugged. And the thing I use is like an inventory tag wire. I don't even think you can see it on this camera. But I use an inventory tag and wire, and I will put, oh yeah, there, you can see it. And I just run it in and out of there. And then I will spray this carburetor cleaner through it. Now that almost always gets that totally clean. And then you want to spray your carburetor cleaner up through that little hole there. The thing with the carburetor cleaner is do not get it on this rubber gasket. Take that rubber gasket off before you do that, because it will swell up really quickly and you have to get a new one. So that's mainly Briggs, 4, 5, 6 horse. Most of the mowers, log splitters, that kind of stuff have that carburetor in one fashion or another, but it's basically the same thing. If they're ever running too lean, you can't get them to not run lean, where they are lubbing a lot, you can take a hand drill and open that little jet up about 1/1000, and that will solve all your problems. Now on the Tecumseh side of things, which has the same problems, you can see this carburetor needs lots of work. I tore it apart for just demonstration, but this is definitely the three types of metals. Ethanol, methanol in the gasoline, and with water. When ethanol, methanol mix with water, they become very acidic. You have all these types of metals, and you have two different types of metals, three different types of metals with acid, and you get a battery. So, anywho, that's what's going on with this thing. But there again, this center hole here, clean it out, and this float, it'd be easily just scrub it down or replace it. I usually have a bunch of them laying around from all the scrap Tecumsehs I get in all the time, and I'll just put another one in it that's cleaner. Now this is the Tecumseh jet that always gives everybody fits. It has a little tiny hole. It's along this edge here. All right, that little piece of wire I will stick in and clean it. All right, you can see it's wet there. Now, that little tiny hole, if you take the adjustment out just a little bit and you spray the carburetor cleaner down in there, it should come out that little tiny hole. If it doesn't come out that little tiny hole, you'll never get fuel in there, because that's what that is. Okay, so that's a major issue on these. Okay, I went and pulled a much cleaner jet out so you can see there is a major cross hole there, and you can see the wire stuck into the little tiny hole. Now both of them need to be clean. I've backed out the adjustment a little bit, so that's how we get them clean. Then we spray carburetor cleaner in them. Now on the adjustment, when you need to adjust that back to start up your Tecumseh, I always run them out 1.5 turns and choke them, fire them up, then de-choke them. And if it's lubbing, if it's going up and down the RPMs, then you turn it to the left. If it's chugging, you turn it to the right. If it's chugging, it'll probably have a little bit of black smoke coming out of the exhaust. You turn it to the right till you hear it start to lub again, RPMs up and down. And you just keep going back and forth till you get it in between. All right, 9 times out of 10, that will fix the carburetor issue. But the other issues that I found with the modern mowers and the modern engines is mainly the spark plug. It's either the carburetor's plugged or the spark plug is dead. And that's about it. I've gotten, I think, about 70 of them running this summer by doing these 2 things, spark plugs and cleaning the carb. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Hope it helps.